Cupcakes, welcome back to my channel. So I recently posted this photo on Instagram. This photo right here. Imaginary photo frame. I recently received the new JACLYN HILL in collaboration with Morphe palette. It looks like this. So that photo was the result of me just playing around with makeup that one night, and it actually turned out like really well, and obviously you guys really liked it, so I decided to just film it. Please ignore this super awkward hair length. This is the point where I usually either get hair extensions or just cut it off even more. So please ignore the hair and let's begin. But first, put my hair back. So like always, I have already moisturized and primed my face. I'm currently still using the Cover FX Blurring Primer. For foundation today, guys, if you guys haven't watched my new Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Foundation review video, I will link it down below, or it should be on the sidebar somewhere. Go watch that because I don't want to spoil it, but I'm currently just a little bit tanner than my usual color because my spray tan is starting to fade away. So I am going to mix a little bit of my Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation in 33 Beige, just like a teeny tiny bit so that I can adjust the color. Just mixing it. And like always, I'll be using the Morphe E6 brush. For concealer today, I'll be using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Chantilly. And I'm just gonna go back to my E6 brush and blend all this out. I've been really enjoying using the brush to blend out my concealers. I feel like with the leftover foundation residue on the brush, it just makes it a lot more natural for me to blend out the concealer and the foundation together. After that, I'm just gonna very lightly set my foundation using the Fiona Styles Invisible Finish translucent powder. And I'm going to settle some very minimal powder underneath the eye so that it can just kind of lightly bake, but at the same time catch all of my fallouts from the eyeshadows. I'm gonna use the Morphe E48 brush to settle all of the crevices. Then with my Morphe E52 brush, I'm just going to use whatever is remaining on my face to just dust it everywhere. So I went ahead and quickly filled in my eyebrows. It's looking a little messy, so we gotta hurry and clean that up. Again, my updated eyebrow routine video is coming soon. I promise it's coming. So I'm just gonna bring you guys a little closer so you can get a closer view on how I did my eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids using the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. And I'm using the Sigma concealer brush in F75. This is also what I use for my concealer as well. Alright, let's begin the main event of this tutorial. I'm going to grab this color right here, and I'm gonna use that as a transition color. And for that, I'm using the Morphe M513 brush. This is one of my absolute favorite brushes for that gradual transition color. And I'm applying that right underneath the socket, bringing it all the way up. I usually don't bring my transition color anywhere above the socket, but because this is more of an intense smoky look, I need to make sure that the transition is looking airbrushed and flawless. Just like that. Ignore that little scar right there. I was plucking my eyebrows yesterday and I accidentally grabbed my skin instead. Alright, once that's done and you're pretty satisfied with the placement, I'm going to grab this color right here. And I'm using the Morphe Y18 brush to place it right beneath where I put the first transition color. And I'm kind of defining where my socket is. And pretty much you're creating like a false crease, but nothing too harsh because that's what the main color, the blue, is gonna do for this look. Just like that. Now my eyes are a bit uneven. This side of my socket is slightly more prominent than this side, so I generally like to make sure that they're even. So look far away and make sure that they're even with your eyes open. After that, I'm gonna grab one of my favorite pencil brushes. This is the Morphe M222 brush. And I'm gonna grab the color right beneath the color we used. And after that, I'm gonna use this color, excuse me, to intensify the outer corner. Woo! So now I'm creating that defined line that'll separate my main color with the transition colors. So I'm not going to create that perfect cut that'll differentiate two colors. Instead, I'm creating this to make sure that the crease is visible enough when my eyes are open, but it'll still be blended together once the main color is on there, like that. I'm just going to connect this to the outer corner. Alright, so I'm pretty satisfied with the placement, so I'm just going to go back to my Y18 brush and I'm going to soften and blend all this out. Look at that blending. Alright, so it's time for the blue to go on, but before I do, when I was first creating this look, I used another color and then I ended up using the royal blue on top. But I kind of liked the pure blue that was on this palette, so I think I'm going to skip the color I applied before and just go straight to the blue. This is the blue that we're going to be using, and I'm literally going to apply that all over the lid on that blank space right there. And this palette is so pigmented that I didn't even need to wet it. And the color payoff was beautiful. If you want to wet it, then go ahead, but I honestly don't think you need to. Look how intense and beautiful this blue is. Woo! Alright, once the blue is on there, I'm gonna go ahead and intensify the outer corners, and I'm using these two colors right here, one at the end. And I'm pretty much doing the same thing I did before, except I am blending it downwards instead of above. And this is how we create that cut crease, which also blends to each other without differentiating the cut too much. After that, I'm going to grab my Y18 brush one more time and just soften all of this out. Once you're pretty satisfied with the blending, I'm going to go ahead and dust off all of this excess powder and the fallouts. Then I'm going to use all of these colors over here to do the same and blend it to my lower lash line. Ooh, look at this. Alright, once you're satisfied with everything now, we're going to highlight the brow bone, and I'm going to use this shade right here. I feel like the brow bone highlight I did there was a very JACLYN Hill thing to do, because I never do this. So the shadow is pretty much done, unless you want to intensify the outer corners a bit more, but I think this is intense enough for me. However, I am feeling a little extra, and I think I'm going to line my waterline, my lower waterline, with the LA Girl Endless Semi-Permanent Auto Liner. It's this right here in neon blue. Oh man, I am so in love with this right now. For my eyeliner, I'll be using the Eyebrow Skinny Liquid Eyeliner in black. Once that's done, I'm going to curl my lashes and apply my false lashes. And today I'm using the House of Lashes Demure in Lite. Now I'm just going to apply some mascara on my lower lashes, and I'm using the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and this is the regular mascara, not the waterproof version. Power of this mascara, seriously. I have no lower lashes, you guys. For bronzer, I'll be using the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Capri Coast, and I'm using Morphe M527 brush. Then to contour, I'm using the Fiona Styles Bronzing Sun Veil in Ahiko. And for blush, I'm using Anastasia's Blush Trio in Pool Party, and I'm gonna use this color and mixture it with this color. And for highlight, I actually got this the other day. This is the new Anastasia Liquid Glow, and I'm really curious to see how this applies, so why not just try it in this video? Alright, I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. Oh my god. Do you guys see that? Ooh, I'm gonna have fun with these. I love this color. And this isn't interfering with my foundation or anything. It's just gliding right on top of it. And look, I still have this much left. You literally just need a little bit. So while we're having fun trying new things, I also want to try the new L'Oreal Infallible paints in the matte version. I've tried their other Infallible paints, which I actually really like, so I'm really curious to see how the matte one applies. This might be a little too nude. Wow, the color payoff is... Look, I look really ridiculous. Okay, no. Not this color. Okay, so that shade was a little too nude for me, so let's try this one. This is in number 342, Tongue Tied. I think this is more like it. You know what? I think I'm gonna mix it with that other color. Yes. That's the perfect shade. Alright guys, that completes this tutorial. Alright guys, that completes this look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I personally think this is one of my absolute favorite looks that I've done. I don't know, something about this blue. I never really play around with blues that much, especially a cool tone cobalt blue like this, so it was really, really fun. I believe the palette is currently sold out at the moment, but I will still link the product down below just in case it becomes available again. And I always remind you guys when it is available, either on my Instagram, Snapchat. I usually do a lot of unboxings and product reviews and share with you guys what my favorite products are at the moment, so definitely follow me on there if you guys are interested in watching. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit that little bell button to be alerted every single time I upload a new video. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!